I all connected? Oh my gosh, I have to remember, I need to turn this. This is gonna be a big one, everyone. Please, please, please join me. And thank you, everyone. I'm just setting the shot here, setting the shot. This might take me a moment. Oh my. I gotta move this. Move to get your shot, right? Can you see all this? My moon doll might fall over. Just setting the shot. Hi. Oh my goodness. It's a little bit too much ceiling. Thanks for bearing with me. Thank you for jumping on. I'm going to lower this a little bit. Hi, thank you everyone. Welcome to my podcast about food and my journey with food. And if you're watching this now or later, I humbly thank you. I'm trying to get rid of a little bit of that ceiling shot. The shot may not be perfect, but what I'm hoping is that you hear. Hi everyone. I gotta leave that on. And welcome, welcome. I've got this great mic. Thank you everybody. This is gonna be a little bit larger, longer recording. Thank you for coming onto my live. I'm just setting the shot. I'm setting the shot. I have a Master of Science in Journalism from Columbia, and we gotta have the shot, right? So I'm coming in a little closer. I'm all excited about my broadcasting mic that I got. I want to make sure that we've got great quality. I think I can zoom in a little bit. Bear with me. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. There we go. But I need you to see the whole, this is challenging. This is a challenging shot. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my live. My name is Tanya Vandenhouten, and if it's the first time you're joining me, welcome to Shea Bistro Treehouse. Welcome to my YouTube Live with Tanya podcast. My podcast is going to have a lot of different things, everything from live yoga to mindfulness to cooking. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. Thank you for jumping on. I have this fantastic mic. Can you hear me? Can I see a heart? I want to make sure that we have everything technically in place. Hi, thanks for jumping on the live. Welcome to Live with Tanya. My name is Tanya Vandenhouten. Please consider subscribing. I have a Master of Science in Journalism from Columbia University, and I've just launched the Live with Tanya YouTube podcast, and I thank you for jumping on. My podcast is going to really be about promoting mindfulness, from cooking to healthy lifestyle to heightening our emotional intelligence, and my Shea Bistro Treehouse. I'll be sharing healthy recipes along the way. Let me know where you're watching from in the world, and please be kind when you jump on. I have a lot that I'm going to be sharing today, and my hopes is that when I post this later, I'm going to be adding my Make America Healthy Act. In 2024, I ran for District 29 Oregon State Senate as a non-affiliated candidate. I took no money, pulled in close to 20%. But at my speech at the Pendleton Convention Center here in Pendleton, Oregon, I said that I would advocate to my grave to ensure that we get legislation that's going to revise the FDA product approval process. This is partially a political post, but I want it to be mostly about what led me here and why I feel this deep commitment to advocate. With comments, my phone is a little bit further away, so please forgive me in advance that I can't engage with any comments, but I really would like to ask you to email me at wellnesswavedirector@gmail.com with any takeaways or questions. from this live. This live is going to probably be 20 to 30 minutes, and you can always come back to it later because the link, please subscribe. You can find this live later if you do have to jump off now. I know people usually scroll for about 1 minute and then keep on scrolling. So thank you for still being with me here. Can you hear me okay? Can someone give me a heart? I just want to technically, I'm plugged in through this mic, but my phone's all the way over there. I've got this fantastic mic. Can someone give me a heart or just a confirmation? I can't read words, but I could see a heart. I just want to know that you can actually hear me. Welcome from around the world. If you're watching from Europe, as you know, the European Food Safety Authority does not approve many of our ingredients here in America. Today, I want to say welcome to you to my new Live with Tanya podcast. My first interview is going to be with Sierra Bender on the intelligence of her. That's going to be this Sunday. Please tune in. The link is under my live. You'll be able to find it. Sunday, let me be clear, my first interview is with Sierra Bender, who is phenomenally inspiring. So please circle back this Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Mountain time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my first Live with Tanya interview with Sierra Bender. I used to be a reporter, producer, and anchor with Texas Associated Press Radio. I've hosted and produced 2 radio shows. I have a Master of Science in journalism from Columbia University, and I am so excited to bring you my podcast, Live with Tanya. Today, I want to honor the description that I said, so you get what I said you're going to get. And that is my journey with food. If anything that I say strikes a chord in you, please read, sign, and share the petition to support the Make America Healthy Act that I have submitted to Oregon U.S. Senator Wyden's office. I am working with their staff. The legislation that I have proposed would give companies, there would be no appropriations requested from Congress, and it would give companies 2 years to take out all hazardous ingredients tied to chronic disease and mental health issues, and to revise the FDA product approval process. In addition, I added to the legislation that I submitted, please send me, I need your help. We need to sign this petition. I want to get over 100,000 signatures ASAP. We need to protect the next 7 generations of our country, of Americans. We are facing the highest rate of diabetes, obesity. Now people are just taking Ozempic and whatever other drugs, paying $250 out of pocket, rather than getting the shit off the shelves. There's no other word to say it, but I shouldn't say that bad word. Anyway, but that's what it is, right? I gotta take a breath. I'm recognizing my emotions. I am 56 years of age. I am half a century into this life. If I leave this planet with one piece of trying to make a change in our country, it is this Make America Healthy Act that I've submitted. Because Americans shouldn't have to go to the store and be scanning products. I have spent 30 hours scanning with the Yucca app, EWG, Bobby Farish, olive for seed oils, and we should not have to scan. I've scanned 30 hours at Walmart and Safeway. If you are still with me and listening, I humbly thank you. Because with your help, we could protect and prevent chronic disease for America in just one moment, with one piece of legislation. And the legislation that I've presented to Oregon U.S. Senator Wyden's office, called the Make America Healthy Act, puts no fiscal burden, no request for appropriations from taxpayers. It puts full responsibility on people who make shampoo and skincare and food products. It gives companies who are selling consumer products 2 years to get all hazardous and toxic ingredients that are tied to chronic disease and mental health out of their products, re-engineer their products, and take it out. Chobani took 2 years. They got out the disodium phosphate. I'm talking every company. and that the fiscal responsibility would lie on the consumer, the companies providing consumer products in America, yeah? So my story, why I'm sitting here with this beautiful healthy meal. By the way, I want to talk about this. I got this from Jaipur, from India, and if I pronounce anything incorrectly, please forgive me. There are different pronunciations from different regions in India. I guess I should backtrack before I get to this beautiful recipe, which is a golden mung lentil khichari. It's an Ayurvedic meal. I have dropped 40 pounds, not with Ozempic, but with mindfulness, scanning my food products with the Yuka app and Olive and Bobby Farish and EWG. And because I only buy healthy organic foods and I don't eat out hardly at all. And I've committed my new yoga practice. I've taught yoga for 30 years, but my practice right now is totally eating well. I'm off all meds, dropped 40 pounds. We even have all these fires happening and I have no asthma. None. And we are at poor quality, unhealthy air. Thank you. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for joining me. So my story, I gotta take a breath because it's very emotional. It is emotional. I'm trying to heighten my emotional intelligence. I got a phone call from a friend in Georgia years ago who said, you need to try the Yuka app. And if there's anyone who's going to take this all the way, it's you. Well, that friend was absolutely correct. I've even interviewed Julie Chapon. I was going to do a documentary about these apps, and then I thought, you know what? We shouldn't be having to even use apps to scan our shampoos, skincare products, toothpaste, and food. Why, as an American, am I having to spend 30 hours of my time scanning products on shelves to make sure that what I'm putting on me and in me is not tied to chronic disease and mental health? So in 2024, I was running for Oregon State Senate, and I said in my speech that I would advocate for food safety and consumer awareness and education in America and take it to my grave. I will not, I'm not giving up on this. If you're watching now, please read, sign, and share the petition to support the Make America Healthy Act. At the end of this live, come back to it, and I will be sharing the link to my change.org petition. I need your help. I need your help, America. Let's get over 100,000 signatures. I have submitted the legislation to Oregon U.S. Senator Wyden's office. I can't do this alone anymore. That's why I'm doing this call to action, asking for your help. Again, it's the change.org Make America Healthy Act. If you circle back to this live later, I will be adding the link in the description to the change.org petition. So in 2024, I went to U.S. Senator Merkley's town hall on the Umatilla Indian Reservation at the Nihyawe Governance Center. And what this is about is food advocacy in America, eating well, my own personal story with food, and asking all of you to consider signing the Make America Healthy Act, which is legislation, and please be respectful. Later on, I look at all the names and I look at bullying and harassment. This is the only time I will address this. Know that when you make toxic comments, you are showing yourself and your character, and nothing that you say is going to hurt me, but you're showing yourself. So I have the ability to report, block, bullying and harassment. So I want to welcome kindness, and that is a boundary for my YouTube channel. Welcome to my live YouTube podcast. Today I'm talking about healthy food. I have all the ingredients here for a golden mung lentil khichari. I even got the split mung dal from Jaipur, from India, and everything here is organic. I have organic basmati rice. I have organic zucchini, organic cilantro, organic carrots. I have the organic turmeric and cumin. And then here, this is a report. So what happened was, I'll just leave it here. I have organic olive oil, organic lemons. These are the ingredients for the golden mung lentil khichari. I was sharing my own food journey that I'm actually shifting to Ayurveda and eating to a Pitta constitution. I'm very fiery, and Pitta, eating towards Pitta constitution for Ayurveda will ground my energy. And so far, I'm feeling amazing since I started this journey. I'm just encouraging all of you to look at food and consider driving by rather than driving through, taking the pause to get off the gerbil in the cage and really start falling in love with food. I'm just giving an example of a healthy recipe, and I'll talk more about it. But I'm also talking about my journey that led to submitting the Make America Healthy Act. This report that I wrote, Lean into Keeping Americans Alive and Well, I went to Senator Wyden in town hall, and then I went in Condon, Oregon, and Senator Merkley's town hall. This is in 2024. And I spoke about the need to revise the FDA product approval process because I have spent more than 30 hours scanning products at both Safeway and Walmart. And we do have healthy choices, so I do want to say that. But I would say probably 90% of our shampoo, skincare, toothpaste are all tied to chronic disease and mental health issues. It's serious. Like if you download the Yuka app, YUKA, I've interviewed Julie Chapon from Yuka, and honor to Yuka and EWG, Olive for Seed Oils, Bobby Farish, honor to all of these apps that are waking up consumer awareness in America. And that yes, the FDA product approval process has allowed toxic foods to end up on our shelves at all of our stores. What is shocking is, yes, it's keeping the pharmaceutical companies wealthy, but more importantly, that we can empower ourselves. We can empower ourselves to gain awareness of what we're really putting on us and in us. Harvard did a study, and cocaine addicted mice are choosing sugar over cocaine. These high energy, I'm trying not to say products, but 31 grams of sugar in some of our high energy drinks, and you wonder why teenagers feel like they're going to have heart attacks by their second period PE classes. We are in a very, very serious problem. So I created Lean into Keeping Americans Alive and Well. This is a report that I brought to Washington, D.C., and I met with staff at both U.S. Senator Wyden and Senator Merkley's offices. In my report, and if anyone ever wants a copy of it, you can email me at wellnesswavedirector@gmail.com. I can't read anything you're writing because the phone is sitting a little bit far away. Anyway, this report shows 20 ingredients that I scanned with the Yuka app. And of the 20 ingredients I typed up, this is all resource, like we don't need more scientific-based research data on the products. 31 toxic ingredients in just 20 products tied to chronic disease and mental health issues, okay? So what I'm inviting in this so yes, this is my report. I brought it to Washington, D.C., then I heard nothing back. Then Harvard University offered We the People, Civic Engagement and Constitutional Democracy. So I enrolled and successfully obtained the Harvard University certificate for that class, where Professor Deborah Allen encouraged all participants to continue advocating with civic engagement. So when I heard nothing back at that time from my Oregon U.S. senators, after I went and did a presentation about our food safety in America, I drafted an executive order, because what I learned is one of the 25 powers of the president is the ability to sign an executive order. So I drafted an executive order, submitted it to the White House, and got a nice card back. Melania and I thank you and have a happy holiday. It was just some generic, oh, if you got that certificate from Harvard, fantastic. That class was amazing. Talk about a deep dive. If you paid the extra $100, you got a deeper dive curriculum and you got to get the certificate. So I just could barely read. Did you take that same Harvard class? I see you live. Did you take We the People, Civic Engagement and Constitutional Democracy? If you did, wasn't Professor Allen was incredible. So I'm sharing the story of what I did next. I heard nothing back from the White House. So I realized, you know what? I got to write about it. So I did. My book. Both my books are available on Amazon, Choose Peace. Both my audiobooks, A Long Way Home and Choose Peace. I wrote the book. And in the book, this was me taking my next step after taking the Harvard University class, right? I wrote my book, A Long Way Home. Here, I'll put it right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I wrote my book, A Long Way Home, and in it, I talked about my journey of advocating for food safety in America and consumer awareness and education. And then I published, this is an incredible story. I published this book on March 26th, March 30th. Oregon Senator Wyden ended up at Pendleton High School, half a mile down the road from my home. And I went, and you have to get a raffle. So I felt like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I got the raffle, and I stood up and I spoke about the need that nothing had happened. I went to DC. I met with staff. Both senators had agreed this was important. And Senator Wyden was very gracious and reopened the door. I did tell him that it was mentioned in my book that I never heard anything back from my Oregon senators regarding this important legislation that I was proposing. And he was very gracious and reopened the door. So now I'm in a new place with Oregon Senator Wyden's office, and I submitted the Make America Healthy Act, which gives companies 2 years to remove all toxic ingredients. I also made an addition that the USDA no longer can distribute expired foods to Indian reservations and other community organizations. So we'll see what happens. I'm very thankful. And then I've launched my change.org petition, which I'm asking you to come back. I need to post it in this live, and I will. Please revisit this live, the link to my change.org petition in support of the Make America Healthy Act. I need your help. I need your help. This is a call to action to read, sign, and share the Make America Healthy Act. So I'm going to close with, here, wait, I'm going to move my book out of the way because I really want you to see the ingredients here in this healthy meal. So I lost 40 pounds eating mindfully, eating consciously. I bring my food to work. I rarely eat out. I want to encourage restaurants to really consider making a shift to scanning products and bringing, if there's a local restaurant who wants to make the shift, I'll come in and scan everything in the kitchen if you want me to. I will make that offer, or at least teach you how to do it so we can flip the script, because I want to know what I'm eating. That's why I'm not eating out. I was 177 pounds. My weight kept coming on, even though I was teaching yoga. And then I spent 30 hours scanning with these apps, Yuka, EWG. I am not just advocating for one app. They're all amazing. Olive for seed oils. And I'm 56 years of age. Like, I'm a half a century into life. I don't know how long I have here. None of us do. We're here like this moment of time, even if we live to 100, right? So I started this last 2 years eating all organic, mindful, hardly eating out. And I'm down to 137 pounds, not with Ozempic. And I want to encourage anyone who's taking these pills. I told my doctor my A1C kept going up because it turned out one of the yogurts had more sugar than I realized, and the app wasn't detecting that. And my doctor wanted to throw me on metformin for prediabetes. I said, No, I threw the metformin in my garbage can over there. I took the next 6 months. I do no more than total 6 grams of sugar. So I do like 90% dark chocolate cacao. And I said, you watch, my blood will be my testimony. I went back to my doctor. I'm 56 and my BMI dropped, my A1C dropped, my weight dropped. I'm on no asthma meds. I've had asthma since I was a child. So many foods are tied to asthma. I am on 0 medications. 0. and my blood work could be used as testimony at a Senate committee hearing. Because lifestyle change, not these pills that everyone's paying like $250 out of pocket for the weight loss deal. No, do the work. Do the work to get well. I did it. My blood work proved it. I took the time to learn how to eat. And we don't need a lot of food. We need the right food. Not fall in love. Rise in love with nutrition. Rise in love with cooking. Rise in love with learning how to eat well. Because we don't get this back. You want your body filled with meds? What do you want? Or do you want to live in the highest vibration, have the best blood inside you that you can? And my doctor here in Pendleton, Oregon was astonished because I did it by eating well. So let me close by saying thank you. I know I went on a long time. Please circle back to see my link. Consider reading, signing my Make America Healthy Act. Please share this. I can't do this alone anymore. I have been like whistleblowing, waving the red flag, saying we need to revise the FDA product approval process, saying we need to get the stuff off the shelves that are leading our country to the highest rates of obesity, diabetes. You know what? We almost need wheelbarrows, and because people are can't even walk because the weight's coming on, and we need to create change. And it's because the products on the shelves are all tied to chronic disease and mental health issues. I need your help. This is a call to action. This beautiful recipe, and welcome to my live YouTube podcast. I have an interview with Sierra Bender on the intelligence of her this Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Mountain time, 5 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday for my first interview with Sierra Bender. Welcome to Live with Tanya, my new YouTube podcast. There will be lots of exciting things coming, and I thank you right this moment for being with me. Let me close out with this awesome recipe. This right here is Welcome to Shea Bistro Treehouse. That's what I call my kitchen, where I spend so much of my life, so much of my time, and I realized it's time for me to start sharing some wonderful foods. Again, I have the organic cilantro, organic carrots, organic zucchini, organic olive oil, organic lemons, organic basmati, organic cumin, turmeric, and this is a golden moon khichdi recipe, and my apology if I'm not pronouncing it right. I know it's pronounced different regions. I actually got this from Jaipur. It's from Jaipur in India. So I hope to go to Darsa Organics one day in person and meet everyone who's pulling this together. And I am going to cook golden mung lentil khichdi. I'm working on eating for my Pitta constitution and Ayurveda. I just started, and I'm excited to share the journey. Thank you, everyone. Please email me at wellnesswavedirector@gmail.com. I can also send you, if you email me, I can send you the change.org petition. There we go. wellnesswavedirector@gmail.com. I'm also happy to email you my report, Lean into Keeping Americans Alive and Well. May we rise to our highest vibration, and thank you for coming to Shea Bistro Treehouse and watching Live with Tanya, a new YouTube podcast that will be bringing you an array of experiences that promote mindfulness, growing our emotional intelligence, healthy lifestyle, and interviews with absolutely incredible people. Join me on Sunday for my interview with Sierra Bender. Let me walk over to the phone. Hi, everybody. I'm so thankful that you are with me and at my kitchen at Shea Bistro Treehouse. And please consider signing, reading, and sharing the change.org petition. My email is wellnesswavedirector@gmail.com. If you want either my Lean into Keeping Americans Alive and Well report, or if you would like me to email you directly, my change.org. I can't do this alone anymore. I have been advocating since 2024. I have submitted legislation to Oregon U.S. Senator Wyden's office. And I can't do this. We need this petition. I want to see if we can get over 100,000 signatures. Stay tuned. I'll be cooking this delicious meal. I'll show you what it looks like later. And yay, rise to our highest vibrations. Thanks for watching Live with Tanya, a new YouTube podcast. Bye.